Our firm did a survey on digital transformation for manufacturers, and a surprising fact was that only 30% of the respondents really have a digital transformation strategy. How do companies get in the game? How do they start this process?
The way I'd like to think about it is first start with a problem that you're trying to solve in your strategic plan and think about how you can deploy technology to help you solve that more efficiently. That's really how Protolabs was invented. We were invented by a product developer. Larry Lucas was his name. And when he was developing his previous business, which was a printer business, which he later sold, he was incredibly frustrated because it took such a long time to get custom injection molded parts for his prototypes. So after he sold that company, he went about solving that problem, and he solved it with technology by reinventing how injection mold tooling is made and automating it with software so you can take time and waste out of a process. That's very similar to what a lot of manufacturers have to deal with when they're looking at transforming their businesses. How do I take time and waste out, or how do I accelerate innovation, or how do I optimize the supply chain?
How do they then figure out the next step? Where do I go? It seems to me there's a potential for freezing. I'm not doing it because I don't know where to go.
You need to tap into some expertise that thinks digitally. It might be an employee, it could be a partner that you're working with, that you can understand and model how people use a digital thread, how they use digital technologies, so that'll help your ideation process around how you solve your particular problem.
So what are the pros and cons of each of these approaches? Doing it yourself, partnering?
The pro of partnering might be it can help you very quickly get into the game. You work with a company that's already got a digital model set in place, and you just tap into that and incorporate that into your business process. On the other hand, I think that's not enough. I think once you start on that process and on that journey, you're going to learn the power of the digital thread, and you're going to have to begin investing in some of the human resources as well as, frankly, hardware resources that you're going to need to digitize your supply chain and to create a digital thread throughout your business. When you think about setting a budget for a digital transformation, remember, you need to think about the entire budget. It's not just capital equipment that you might use for robotics or maybe 3D printing, but think about the problem you're trying to solve and think about how digitization and digital tools can be used to solve those problems.
So are there any tips, any lessons learned?
I recommend a few things when I talk to companies. I say, get out and talk to people, benchmark companies that are on the leading edge of digital manufacturing. The second thing that I recommend that you do is take a look at your flow, your entire customer experience and your manufacturing experience, and determine where you have handoffs, where there are places where if you were to digitize, you could create more streamlined speed, you could also eliminate waste, and you could really drive a better experience both for your customers but also for your employees, because you don't want to digitize a process that's not lean. So make sure you understand what your process flows are, and look at places where you can incorporate technology, whether it be robotics or collection of data or just a digital thread instead of a personal handoff, to take time out, to take waste out, and to really drive efficiencies.